In my previous video, I talked about you will know that a family is ruled by love, true love, if there's no divide, if there's no sense of divide or sense of like separation between family members. But if the family members, if you feel like, and if any of the family members feel like there's some kind of divide, there's some kind of wall, there's some kind of distance, there's a big possibility that this household is ruled by egoic, you could say, system. I don't want to say parenting, but it's like an unconscious egoic dynamic that's going on that creates this divide between children, that creates this unnecessary divide between families. And I realized that so greatly after writing Strokes of Desire #1, because of like writing the Elizondo family, writing the Gutierrez family, and it was like writing these families, these imperfect families, made me realize how much of these dynamics have actually played out in my life. Like, otherwise I wouldn't have written them. I wouldn't have written all of this if none of this, or at least some kind of this, like if how should I say, if there hasn't been some kind of truth there, I wouldn't have written them, or these beats, if there hasn't been some kind of truth in it, or like I wouldn't have looked back and have this great inspiration to write it on a page and release, or have the urge to release them if it wasn't needed for me to release. So therefore, the fact that I would like to release them, it means like I actually like to recover from it. That means that this energy, this particular event, for example, has caused me something that caused me damage or some harm. Then now I am in a position where I have to release them and heal myself to move forward. And the fact that I have this feeling, the urge to write them down somewhere or to release them away from me, from my system, it is already a sign for me, for my conscious brain to know that this is something I have to work on, or this is some unconscious, subconscious things going on that I don't want to. It's not like I don't want to appear. It's not like I want to avoid. I want to move on completely, because I know that this will be a lifetime journey for me. Shadow work will be a lifetime journey for me. It will be a forever thing for me. But the thing is, at least I could see some progress of how I moved forward and acknowledge the things that happened to me in my life, and how I can make sense of everything, the misery in my life. And the fact that because I want to give answers to my 30-year-old self, who, at least to my 20s, like it's like me in my 30s now. It's like I'm wearing this responsibility to give her answers why she wanted to leave Earth. So anyway, like, yeah, in my 30s I like to give my, it's like I'm having this responsibility to give my 20s the answers of why and what happened to you, what's going on, and like to give tribute to the decisions, although at that time she thought this was the best, and at the same time like forgiving her for all the decisions that she made in the past, and at the same time paying tributes for the courage that she offered for believing in her dreams. Because in my 20s it was like the first time that I rebelled, and for the first time that I caused some stress in the family, wherein I chose to be a writer and there was no writer in the family. I'm the first writer in the family, and no one knows what this kind of life will bring me in the future, because most of us are teachers and all these professionals and all that, and I'm this person who just don't know anyway what to do in my life. So what's the sense that I'm trying to fix myself into one specific place when I could move around and explore myself in ways that I haven't done before. And that's what I kind of like believed deeply in myself, but it wasn't really expressed like overtly, because it was like, yeah, I acknowledge that I have lack of self-confidence, and I still do. I'm still working on my confidence issues. That's why like I'm trying to build it up by, like just talking about the things that I like to talk about, or just be comfortable talking with you and sharing things with you as if like you're not someone like I have to be scared with. I don't like to feel like the world is such a dangerous place as I thought it was, because I believe the world is good or bad depends on how we see it, how we see the world. If it's a dangerous place, then it is a dangerous place. But if you see the world as a peaceful place, then it is. It is a place of abundance and miracles and all that. But if you're the kind of person who believes the otherwise, so then yeah, it is what it is. Because yeah, it's something that I really had to work on, because like most of my life I believe that the world is such a dangerous place. And I couldn't really blame myself, because I grew up in the south, southern part of the Philippines. So that means like I'm used to hearing wars, and although we're not really situated in this war-torn areas, but for God's grace and all, but it's still like we're receiving just the fact like we're in the same island, we're still receiving the same prejudice and discrimination from the rest of the country. So because of that, it's like there's already a level of insecurity, so there's really like a level of insecurity layered already. So from the time like okay from the time where like it's not just insecurity I developed as I grew up at home. There's also like a layer of insecurity that I developed to like around the neighborhood, and then it goes bigger and bigger. And now as an adult, I'm now like, because I'm in Germany, it's like life here forced me to be that isolated and to be dysfunctional, as if like life is forcing me to look within and study myself in a way that I haven't done before. Study myself and all these insecurities, all these shadows that's lurking within me, that are trying to come out. And in my conscious brain, I don't want them to come out in a bad way, because I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to cause any like ripple effects, the same ripple effects that I received. So like it's my responsibility to transform this pain into something magical, to stop the curse, to stop the generational trauma, to stop the endless hopelessness and colorless life that the entire like the generations of my family believe that okay, this is life and that's all there is to life. And I don't believe that that's all there is to life. There's more than life. There's more than just praying to God. Okay? There's more than just believing in the horizon. Like there's more than just believing that one thing. Like it's not like just because you didn't learn it or you haven't learned it, it doesn't mean that nothing will be changed or nothing will change, or doesn't mean that you grew up in a bad home, doesn't mean that you don't have any capacity to provide the kind of home you never had. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Even if you get caught up some F life back then, or if you're the kind of person who thought like this is life, or maybe I should have been dead or whatever, think about it, like, why are you still here? Why are you still here? Why, like, you would have been dead years ago. Why you're still here? That means there's still something that you have to do. And what does that mean to you? Maybe it's time to examine what I'm avoiding. What am I trying to what I'm trying to avoid, what I'm trying to hide, what am I trying to silence myself from? What am I trying to give excuses? You know, like, what is it? In my case, it's like, no matter how many times I tried, death seems to be like, no, not yet. And because it's like that, it's like I am forced to find reasons why I should live. I'm forced to ask myself, why do I need to live another day, each day, knowing that each day I will be bringing the same pain that I have yesterday. It's the same question Elaine has been asking now in chapter 19 in my book. It's like, what's the sense of trying to live, trying to be the best person in the classroom, the smartest student in the classroom, when in fact deep inside you don't live, you're living like a dead person. It, like, at least the dead person, like, they have some kind of atonement at the end, but you're living like a dead person. You're living like your life has already been buried 6 feet under the ground. So then, if you're feeling like this, then what is it? Like, it makes you ask yourself, what sense then? What's the sense of it all? Why are you experiencing these things? Why are you feeling like this and all? Maybe there's a reason for all of that. Maybe there's a reason for experiencing all the hardships and miseries in life. And I know for sure, like, why I have to endure all of that, because I wouldn't have written a beautiful book if I hadn't experienced all of that. I wouldn't have enough inspiration. I wouldn't have enough stories to tell in my lifetime if I haven't experienced all of the miseries, all of the losses, if I haven't failed so many times. And if I haven't failed so many times, then I wouldn't have enough experiences to learn the lessons the lessons that I needed to do and keep for the rest of my life. If I wouldn't have been this rebellious and trying to set a new road for myself, then what kind of model am I for the next of kin? Like, I know, like, I don't have to care for others and all, but I'm still caring about the next generation. I may not have kids in the future, or I may not have the kids in the future. I don't want to conclude. But I still want to leave some kind of, like, a thought-provoking question to them, even after I die, even after I leave Earth. Like, it's like she did something none of the family did. So it's like giving them a question of, will you do the same? Will you follow her or not? So I didn't have that, because everyone's the same anyway. So it was like a curiosity for me. And now it's like living that curiosity and embodying that mystery and curiosity in their brain. Because they're curious, because no one has done that. And I have to understand that I have to endure all those painful experiences in my childhood, all the way through my 30s, all the way to the present, to prepare me for something bigger than I have imagined, bigger than I think I can handle. But yeah, just trust life and chill. So if you're the kind of person, if you're in a situation right now where you don't know where your life is going, just chill and just, like, stay in place and just take note, just process it, just acknowledge these feelings, acknowledge that you have these questions popping inside your head, acknowledge that you have these problems and you're wrecked, you're ruined, and you want to change something. Just acknowledge them. That's already helpful. That's already a very helpful step to move forward. And this is the best step you can do without really offending your ego. Okay, this is the first step that you can do without offending your ego to the point that you will not do it again. Because your ego is ego. Okay, and it's not like it's a bad thing. Your ego is not a bad thing. Your ego is part of you. Your ego will always be trying to save you from something. Okay, so, but it's time for your conscious brain to step aside, because your conscious brain is embracing egoic decisions all the time. So it's time for it to stay aside and let the heart and soul to come across and finally speak through your mouth, or speak through your fingers if you're a writer like me, or speak through your body if you're a dancer, speak through your paintings if you're a painter, speak through any art you can think of, film, music, anything. Okay, like, you really don't have to try to leave earth so many times just to realize how precious your life is. You really don't have to reach to that level like I did. Like, I was ready to jump. Okay, you really don't have to reach a point where you really have to seriously you only have one life. You only have one life, and you're the driver of your life. What will you do with it? For sure, you don't have the Lambo. You don't have the Tesla. But so what? That's still a car. It can still move forward. But it's up to you to repair the engines. It's up to you to repair what's needed to be repaired for it to move forward, even if it's a Beetle, or even if it's a 25-year-old car inherited from your great grandmother. I mean, seriously, that's like, if this resonates with you, if there's a nugget of wisdom that you can take away from whatever I have been talking about in the last few minutes of your day, let me know in the comments. And if this is something that resonates with you, let me know too. And yeah, if you'd like to support me, just click in the description and see the links where you can buy my book, where you can visit my website if you like to access Strokes of Desire. If you like to access Strokes of Desire #1 on Substack, you can click there. And if you like to pre-order the book, because yeah, you can pre-order the book, the ebook, which will come this December 31, 2025. If you like to pre-order, you can also pre-order. The links are there. All of the links and all the information that you need to know. Like, I don't want to flood this video with a lot of promotions. Just want to get to the point. So okay. So other information you need to know is in the description below. And if you'd like to ask questions, leave in the comments below. Just okay. F it. So anyway, so yeah, that will be all for today, and I hope that I left you something to ponder on for today. And yeah, regardless of who you are, regardless of what you are, you're welcome in this community, and you're welcome in my world. And thank you for being my friend, and thank you for spending your time with me, for sharing your minutes, your precious minutes with me. And I love you very much, and see you in the next one. Tschüss.